Hello again and welcome to Besiege Part 3, in which I nick a lemon. Actually, I'm not stealing lemons, I'm stealing iron ore. Steal and deliver to iron. I suppose these balls must be the iron ore. So I'm going to need some sort of grabbing device. Now, I've not actually seen the grabbing device. I know it's got one. That seems fairly simple. Grabs anything it touches and V to drop object. That seems acceptable. So first things first, let's get some form of chassis built. Where do I wish to put the wheels? I suppose there-ish will do. And that's there and there, so that's more small blocks. There is a reason I'm building all of this, which will become apparent. I'm actually going to build a chassis rather than just so. What do I start? Front wheel steering, rear wheel drive. Still not quite enough, is it? Let's take a risk and do it without bracing. It seems like a bit of a bad risk, but we'll do it anyway. Just to save on width a bit. See how that goes. You see, the problem is these blocks just don't actually attach. I mean, you would hope they would interlink, form a solid surface, but they rarely appear to. So yes, what I'm doing here is actually building up. Didn't want that. No, erase. Since there are no enemies in this level, I don't require weaponry. So I'm just going to build that very much as is. And that can become the basis of the grabby thing. Oh, that looks so unsteady, doesn't it? This entire thing is going to shatter and fall apart into a million unseemly be read, I'm sure. So okay, we now have and drivetrain. Now I know I just said there are no things for me to be. It's annoying how that that really annoys me, the fact that these have to be built so that they overhang so much. very bothersome. Now I know I just said there are no enemies on this level, so I don't really need to build it so that it's protected and armoured up, but I'm going to do so anyway. Right, now then the actual grabby bits. You need one there and one there. What I may need to do is use this area here as a collecting platform. So let's just build up a bit of a platformery bit there. Grabber on there, and that one's going to need a bit of height to grab. How much height is it going to require? Only one way to find out. Let us just have a quick look. Okay, apparently that isn't the iron ore I'm supposed to be grabbing. Oh, yep. We have one. Yeah, okay, we've got a problem there. It is going to need some sort of winching device instead. So, now then, how exactly? Suspension slider, pistons. Again, not really having played with this. God, my fucking throat. I'm not entirely certain how that works. Building a rope between 2 points. Let's just see. So what does that actually do? Aha, right, okay. So you're not building a pulley system, it is literally just and winch. It's still going to require some sort of structural support. How can we do that? So if we were to build, for the sake of argument, have to come down thus. Whoops. We're gonna go down low enough. That doesn't that doesn't count as a point. So rebuild. Yeah, okay, that's bizarre. That doesn't count as anything at all. Fine. The hell happened there? That still counts. I'm not entirely sanguine as to the functionality of this thing. So the problem with covering up the wheelbase is that you can't actually see. Whereabouts one is. Yeah, see the wheelbase is now fallen apart, hasn't it? Let's have a quick look. Yeah. What is it that fell apart? Yeah. That's the problem with having the narrow wheelbase. Is that it is very, very easy for the damn thing to snap. Why for did it snap? Is it purely because so much weight was being placed on that side? Let's have a look. Well, it seems to be mostly functional-ish, doesn't it? I think I was just trying to turn too far. If you try to turn too far, yeah, the entire thing. That was what was going on there. Right. So that one seems to be functional. The issue is getting that one to also work. That's going to need to be much, much higher. A similar sort of effort, but higher. By quite some margin, but it can't actually be any higher. Nevertheless, let's just have a look. Yeah, it can't go any higher at all. Can't go any further forwards at all either. Actually that needs... No, actually no, just one little... That'll be fine. Erase that. Get our winch. Come on, attach. That might possibly work, but the next thing we need to do is brace. What I could do actually is replace that with a piston. That would give me some range extension. Might not be a terrible idea. So spring, that's the piston, isn't it? Let us try. Ooh. Ah, okay, that's an issue. Yeah, I think that should arguably do it. Possibly. It is perhaps a tad unwieldy, but oh, it's not going to want to come. The whole thing's going to break horrendously. Yeah. Okay, it's one grabbed. Again, taking care not to try to input too much steering at any one moment. I don't want to break the rather fragile axles. We have built a theft machine. Let's just steer them in. A success. Well, I wasn't expecting that to go quite so smoothly, but smoothly it went. One theft device manufactured. What are we doing here? Okay, that's a substantial looking object. Let's keep our chassis. This is the reason I wanted to build a chassis, so that regardless of what the actual task is, I can keep the majority of the device intact. Okay then. So, how exactly? Is it possible to build things at angles? No, I suspect I may need to fly to reach that. It may well need to hover. I don't think there is any sort of... Actually, yes, there is a rotating block. Piston spinning block. See, because that can be used. But no, that just spins automatically, doesn't it? What I need... Oh, I know, the adjustable... Being a swivel joint, that should be usable to mount and cannon. Let's just see if we can work out how the hell we use a swivel joint. That's not manually swivelable. Okay, it's not a big deal. Just have to do I know technically that is a steering hinge, but now we're only going to have one shot at this, but I think if I can work out the angle required to fire. Perfect. Yeah, that was rather tragically simple actually. Onwards we go. Use explosives to destroy 40%. Don't actually have any explosives. Let's just see. Do cannons count as being explosive? Let's just... No. Okay then, explosives. Explodes on impact. Remote grenade. Interesting. That would presumably mean you would need... Okay, right, let's start off by removing the cannon, as that is obviously useless. What if... I suspect this is going to be a bad idea. However, let's just see if it's possible to... No, that's not what I wanted. As I say, this is arguably going to be a poor idea, but let's just see if it's possible. Put the bomb in there. Yeah, unfortunately it doesn't fire it as such, so clearly we're going to need to... So you can't just drop a bomb because it just explodes as soon as it hits anything, so I suspect I'm going to require an flying machine. So let's just try. I've never actually seen how this works. I am apparently far too heavy to take off. Unless there's some other thing required. I mean, I was expecting to be somewhat unwieldy. Oh. Yeah, this is far too heavy to fly. That's it. Unless it's a case of it does require wings, so let's just try. Put down a couple of those. I mean, it's just not even attempted to take off, is it? Okay, destroy and rebuild. Just throw these down as purely a test bed. Okay, yeah, that will in fact take off. Just needs to be substantially lighter weight. But yeah, I think if I could make something that just sort of hovers over and then release the bombs, that is probably going to approximately function. So it's going to need to be much lighter weight than my ordinary contraptions. If we move out lift direction, Not entirely certain what that means. Let's just see what happens when you put them that way. Okay, I've got them. Should have thought of that actually. Right. I think I know what. Okay, let's try to balance that out. Don't forget, it's going to be massively fun here because this is where I'm going to be placing all the bombs. Oh, that nearly broke, didn't it? Fuck's sake. F doesn't really seem to do a goddamn fucking thing. There must be some way of steering. There must be. F does nothing. How the hell does one steer then? I mean, seriously. Yeah, what the fuck ever, I don't really care. I want to work out how the fuck you steer the goddamn thing. There's no point just it hovering, is there? Nah. So you can steer forwards and that's it. That's too much forward motion though, isn't it? Let's just see what that does. Other than tipping the entire fucking thing forwards, okay. Going to require much experimentation, which is probably going to make for an exceptionally dull video, however. Yeah, the problem is it doesn't actually have any sort of controllability. You can hover up and that's it. I mean, why would they make it so you could hover but not steer forwards? There's no sort of rudder or anything like that. I think what I'll do is just build a ramming machine. Bloody hell, for how much space those things take up. Okay, let's expand a bit more. Holders. It's obviously going to require substantially more lift at the front though, isn't it? Not sure how the hell I can possibly generate that. Okay, you know what? Scrap the idea of the flying machine. That's just not working. I will actually take this up again next time. Yeah, sadly I couldn't do that, but then again the previous levels were very swiftly and easily defeated. And thank you very much for watching.